Welcome back to the Learners Lounge, the podcast where we help high schoolers connect with college alumni and current students from prestigious universities. For today's episode, we have with us an undergraduate at the prestigious Central St. Martin's College of UAL. She was also accepted to other reputed universities like Parsons, Pratt, LaSalle, and many more. So, can you please briefly introduce yourself, including your name, major, and your education journey?
Yes. So hi, I'm Navya Sharma. I go to Central St. Martin's, like she mentioned. I'm currently at the end of my second year, so I'll be starting my final year this fall in graphic communication design.
So, what motivated you to pursue your education in United Kingdom? What are the factors that influenced your decision?
So I think the major reason why I chose the UK was because I was getting like a 3-year degree. I kind of got through the foundation, which is kind of an extra year you have to study within the field of design. So I was saving on that 1 year, and I thought that it might be nice to like actually do a master's and actually have the time to do a master's. I think that's why, like, one of the major reasons. Plus, of course, like London's so close to Europe, which is the heart of design in the world. So that was always like a major plus point.
Yeah, I think like people should definitely consider the location on those parameters as well. Like how close it is to their industry and all of those. How would you describe the rigor and the challenges that you face at CSM?
So I think a major challenge I face is probably not in terms of like work, but like in terms of lifestyle there. Like London's a city which is very secluded in terms of like their lifestyle. So beyond academics, that's something I personally found a little difficult to adjust in. Plus, obviously, academically speaking, it is very different from what high school was like. Like high school, you explore everything within, like I'm talking about like design in specific, and you have like a lot of freedom. In that sense, UK in particular, you've like since your first day at college, you declare your major. So you're like kind of restrained in terms of what you study. Obviously, there's like creative freedom to explore within graphic design, but I think that's something which I took a little long to like get used to, even though I loved what I still love what I do. But I think that shift was something that was a little challenging to begin with.
Right. So, what extracurricular activities did you participate in high school, and how has it helped you with your admission in CSM?
So I think majorly this social service aspect is something. So like CSM as a school is very, they're very woke and they're very big on like doing good for the world. I think the social service aspect in school, like TMKD, Seher, IFRA, stuff like that is something that helped me like, open doors to like environmental issues, social issues and stuff like that. And I think that's what CSM is really like known for, like design with some good to the world. So I think, yeah, that's what my extracurricular at high school helped me with.
Yeah, I think it's also really important that your extracurricular aligns with what the college, is known for. Um, what is the campus culture like at CSM, and are there any particular traditions or events that define the student experience?
So in terms of like a college experience, it's not like a campus experience. We have like, it's a very midlife college experience, if I would call it. Like I have classes thrice a week, plus I have a lot of time to do other things. So there's a lot to do like beyond academics. You can do a part-time job, you can do like an internship alongside university. And of course, because we have like industry-based professors, you tend to build those ties within college. So you have like a lot to do outside. Plus, as a city as well, London has a lot to offer, and like there's a lot going on all the time. So like in terms of inspiration, you can literally go around the city to like grab as much knowledge and learn a lot of things beyond academics. In terms of traditions at college, what I personally found really interesting is our chancellor. He's like an existing artist as well, and he does this really, like, his fashion sense is very intriguing and very different from the world. So like he does this competition kind of thing every year for like the graduating batch, wherein he like opens it up to design his robe for the graduating ceremony. I think that's something which I personally find quite different, and I'm looking forward to like participating in it next year.
That's an interesting tradition. So also like I think it's really important to give students their free time to explore whatever they want to. So do you have any advice for people considering submitting an arts portfolio to college?
Yes, so for CSM in particular, in terms of like the portfolio they submit, I think it should be very process and research oriented. Like, it should really go beyond art and design and actually consider like intellectual values, or like I mentioned, on like environmental and social issues. I think that's worth like creating artwork around stuff that actually plays a role in the world is really important. And like I said, process, I think that's really, really important for a school like CSM and the UK in particular. Like they're really big on research. Everything's like, why are you doing something? How are you doing something? It's really important to have reasons for everything. So that's something I would really recommend like high school students to pay attention to, because a lot of the times you miss out on stuff like that, because you can't just fall on aesthetics, because that's not what truly matters. It's about the impact you make through your work.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. So, what did you learn about design in college that you did not particularly know in high school?
Like I just mentioned in the process bit, like we were introduced to that through our process portfolio within IB, but like the actual importance of it was something that I truly learned about at college. And I think like a major thing which I did not give enough importance to as a high school student was like focusing on the audience and literally like curating work according to who your target audience is. And your target audience cannot be like, the youth, like, or adults in general. It needs to be like a really specific kind of target audience to actually produce work that is successful and that impacts the right people. So I think that's something, the importance of having a target audience and like creating work around that was something I learned at college.
So how will you describe your transition from being a student to, being someone who is like a working professional in the field, like who wants to pursue art further?
I think personally what the part that motivates me the most amongst all of this is like the part to make like independent decisions. And I mean both academically and outside of college. I think that's like the biggest transition. And obviously it sounds scary to begin with when you're like practically running your own apartment and like you're managing work and all of that. But I think that's the beauty of it. So I think that's what independence would be something like my biggest transition, both professionally and personally.
Right. I think college does really teach like anyone to, kind of self-sustain wherever, they choose to go. And for the last question, what advice would you give to current or aspiring students who are considering attending art college or just college in the UK?
So I'd say work on your whole application, but like give most importance to your portfolio, because at the end of the day, that's who you are for the college council, like for the applications and like the admissions officers. And in your portfolio as well, try to show as much of who you are and like things you're passionate about through it. So like, for example, I was really passionate about football and gender inequality as issues. So like I made sure that within my portfolio, that's something I really work on and like try experimenting as much as possible. So like in my CSM portfolio, I'd done like it was a graphic design based portfolio, but I did like a logo with food because it was for a restaurant. So I kind of experimented with like how a logo could be made with the food I wanted to serve at the restaurant. So like just try experimenting and exploring as much as you can, and like try delving deeper into like concepts that matter to you to actually show who you are and what you're passionate about.
Thank you so much for being here today, Navya. We definitely learned a lot, and I'm sure anyone watching this that did as well. And for everyone watching, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on Instagram @The Learners Lounge to stay updated on future episodes. Until next time, take care and keep learning.